Okay, Coach. Well, from a place that's officially been recognized as the loudest venue in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium right here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
LaShawn McCoy, the 31-year-old running back, his first carry. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Yellow.
They go play fake. Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
Yellow. 180. 55 to Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Bryant with a catch right side. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. And Butker able to put this one through. Butker, what a pickup he's been for Kansas City the last 2 years. Remember, he was drafted by Carolina to be the eventual successor to Graham Gano. That didn't pan out. Casey got him as a free agent. He's been really good.
Yeah, Gano said, oh no, I'm keeping my job. But Butker found his home in Kansas City, a franchise record for points scored in his first 2 seasons.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
29.
Throwing now is Carr. There's a short little toss to Carrier. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Raiders and quarterback Derek Carr, the Chiefs, they have been their kryptonite in the AFC West. With Derek Carr as a starter, just 2-8 against KC, 2-6 before Mahomes became the starter. And the road not likely to get any easier anytime soon. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Flushed out right. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. It'll be a 45-yard punt, and couple that with a loss on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mahomes. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Max Crosby. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now we'll get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they've punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
93. 180. What's up? Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". What's up?
From just shy of midfield, Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere.
Mike, you're mine. Let's go. Big edge. Come. Hey, wahoo!
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Attack! Hey, 57.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking down. So the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to air one out. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Oh, And that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He's going to air one out. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Carr. Caught left side, Williams. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
And the Raider 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Shotgun now for Carr. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
The kick by Carlson is good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And going deep for Hill. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. Offensively, might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around. Not having that success, might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get him back in form.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes, and his throw here's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just set.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Running the toss here to Jacobs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Dez Bryant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? On 2nd and 12, Carr. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First 9 seasons in the league for Brown were, of course, in Pittsburgh. Last year, though, growing concerns of his dissatisfaction in his role with the Steelers and the quibbles with Ben Roethlisberger. So he ends up being traded to the Raiders in March. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6 straight years of at least 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Not a bad stretch. What a talent for Derek Carr to have on his side. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On second down now, it's Jacobs. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Darren Lee there to get him down. The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The kick by Carlson is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And this is caught by Watkins. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Point after, up and good. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel somewhat safe.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
You can't stop me.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make this a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check, 59.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's caught left side by Hardman. 27 yards there, a first down. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Mahomes firing complete, and down inside the 15 he goes. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Mahomes now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete, and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run it with McCoy. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. LaShawn McCoy, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
93.
From the gun, it's Carr. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. Carr now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. His throw incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Check. Hey, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball.
On play action, it's Carr. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the
I should not stop them at all from going back to him. They'll find him. Find him. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check 3.
They'll try and get the running game going with McCoy. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tahir Whitehead, top 10 in tackles last year, up to make the play. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, it's McCoy. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. The coverage that time excellent by Nevin Lawson.
We all know how important momentum is in a game, and when an offense decides to take a deep shot downfield, they're trying to create a big play and put doubt in the defense's mind the rest of the ball game. And in this case, the defense won the battle, batted the ball away deep downfield. So guess what? The momentum now quickly shifted from the offense taking the shot to the defense knocking it away, and now they feel like they might be in control.
24 is the mic.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down. Mahomes now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
Check.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Man open left side, it's Williams. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
I got motion. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch the call. Hey, 43. Mike, 55. Mike, 55.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Mahomes now to throw. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And this is caught at the 8. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now here's Mahomes. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes eluding the pressure right. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal.
Hey, Ripley. Here we go, D.
They'll run it with Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And an alley to run. And now look at him go. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Looking to throw on second down. Carr. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Emmanuel Ogbah. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
6-18. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
On third and long, it's Carr. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Elsewhere, they're on to the fourth quarter at MetLife Stadium. And that one, all Packers right now. They've scored again. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because This is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. They've had their way with them.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Now a desperation, and that's caught inside the 35. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Back to throw, Mahomes. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
59 Mike, check.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Nevin Lawson with a pick. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. On third down, here comes Jacobs. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw is Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Mahomes to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
What down? 280. Mike 50, huh? Bring it. Bring it.
Today's final score, Raiders 41, Chiefs 38.
There ain't no time, this ain't. Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They say you switch it, you won't do it. You know the check from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it. You hating cause I on the wrist. Why bet you wanna be famous, They elevated, you know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the haters, I make a lot of new money, When the I say this, be like in my family, I think it's cars. Ice on the wrist, on the wrist, watch out for this. I never switch, you never switch. I never switch, I never switch. Ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist,
I was legit. Ever since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long. Say I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. X-Slick, then hit with the. Back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip. Crush.
on the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip,